Coffs Harbour High School is a public New South Wales government school that attracts culturally, intellectually and socio-economically diverse students with proud links to the local Aboriginal community. Due to its diversity, I have realised that this cohort of students will require sporting opportunities that support language barriers, immersion in Aboriginal cultures and respect for religious rules. I have therefore chosen the Game Sense pedagogy as it promotes the use of modified games that accommodate varied learner abilities and appeal to inclusivity. The four chosen New South Wales Education Standards Authority NESA curriculum outcomes are 5-2, 5-5, 5-7 and 5-8. I will teach a Year 9 Stage 5 class and have chosen the modified game Mat Ball, which comes from the Game Sense Invasion category. This student cohort will be encouraged to utilise and develop individual and collaborative tactical and communicative skills that contribute to the transferable skills needed for participation across multiple sports. The Game Sense pedagogy was selected to accommodate the variety of learners in the chosen class. Game Sense is a modified sports method that involves students in modified game tactics and theories to encourage the development of skills and strategies required for successful participation in multiple sports. Game Sense also offers modification opportunities to simplify or complicate modified games to adapt to various learner needs. Game Sense pedagogy was therefore well suited to this student context, as I could easily adjust the game to accommodate those with additional cultural, intellectual or religious needs. Game Sense pedagogy divides sports into four categories. Invasion games are territorial games like basketball, AFL, soccer and rugby. Light 2006 insists that using modified games like the chosen Mat Ball game to learn skills for multiple sports avoids boredom and motivates students to cultivate similar strategic knowledge. Mat Ball also builds slowly and can be adapted and modified to meet the needs of various learners. The traditional way of teaching games in PE is a teacher-centered mastering of drills for a match. This framework separation of skills from a game limits students' intimate understanding of gaming tactics. Game Sense is a student-centered higher-order thinking skills approach to physical education, providing contextual, inquiry-based learning options for hands-on learning within a game context. This approach aids in meeting the chosen curriculum outcomes by immersing students in social interaction within games that develop individual and team problem-solving skills whilst developing the analytical skills required to build strategy and achieve goals. The student-centered and inquiry-based learning style of Game Sense pedagogy immerses students into simple games that aid in developing essential tactical skills used in various sports, assisting in gradually acquiring skills whilst catering to diverse learner abilities. The chosen class required a modified invasion game that would be readily understood and provided opportunities for inclusivity whilst teaching essential transferable skills across multiple sports. In Build 1 of Mat Ball, the students focus on developing passing and catching skills, which enhances the development of coordination, spatial awareness, and social connections with teammates to ensure success. Exposure to defense and passing and receiving in a game context develops vital common skills associated with invasion sports like AFL, rugby, touch football, basketball, and soccer. If a touch football team, for example, haven't developed a call like mine or I'm open, they won't play to their full potential as it will be a constant guess as to who's open to receiving a pass. Build 2 focuses on building defensive skills by blocking the opposing team's pass. Building this skill requires team collaboration so the player without a ball to pass can block as many opposing catches as possible. These collaborative group management skills achieve the educative progression of constructing team tactics vital to participating in any team sport. For example, if a rugby league team doesn't build a solid defense tactic, opposing players will break their defense line easily and score tries. Build 3 moves into the full version of Mat Ball and requires the teams to use intrapersonal skills to communicate and cohesively decide who starts on the mat and why they are choosing this tactic. Now, as a full Mat Ball game, the players are utilising strategy and tactical skills like that used in soccer, where they must work on blocking all goals at the opposing team's end zone and defending their team passes by developing tactics and strategies that keep the receiving line open for passes and catches. As a modified invasion game, Mat Ball successfully introduces the gradual development of invasion game skills such as defense, strategy, teamwork, spatial awareness, and communication. These developed skills coincide with the chosen NESA curriculum outcomes by encouraging students to act in developing strategies and collaboratively working with peers to increase performance and organisation skills to achieve individual and group goals with enjoyment. This game builds tactical skills that reflect those needed to individually and collaboratively participate effectively in various sporting games. Coffs Harbour High School is immersed in culturally diverse students, including those of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander heritage, and it educates a large portion of the local Sikh community's children. To promote inclusivity for the diverse student cohort in the Year 9 PDHPE class, I will diversify the Mat Ball game to include a progression that moves into the traditional Aboriginal game of Burunjan, expose students to video explanations of the game's rules to aid those with English as a second language, and consider any relevant religious Sikh rules for those students following the religion. Light and Tan 2006 insists that culture is absorbed best through engagement in everyday activities like sports, as the form of movement through the body aids in the process of understanding culture. Burunjan is a traditional Aboriginal game like the invasion game touch football, formerly played with a kangaroo skin ball and requires 2 teams and 2 end zones like Mat Ball. But the students run with the ball, avoiding the touch of opposing team members to their end zone to score a goal for their team. However, unlike touch football, there are no specific set places for players. This game will allow the inclusion of Aboriginal cultures and provide an opportunity for reflection on this culture in the final assessment exit ticket. Due to the variety of students with language barriers at an English-speaking school, I will ensure a thorough explanation and demonstration of each game and their modifications, including videos. Gill 1989 insists that students with English as a second language must be given ample instruction throughout PE class to feel accepted, included, and set up for success in participation. Another inclusivity that needs to be addressed during this class is that of the Sikh community students. In some cultures, participation in certain activities causes anxiety for students who are positioned to contradict their religious values. To limit bullying or isolation of these students, I will set up 2 fields, one for Mat Ball and one for Burunjan. I will give the students a game choice and offer an opportunity to become referees. This provides a silent chance for those with religious values to participate in a game that requires no touching, Mat Ball, or becoming referees. By making these modifications, I offer inclusivity options for those with language barriers, respect certain religious values, and provide immersion in traditional culture for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. Due to the modifications that will take place throughout this class, the formative assessment of an exit ticket will be used to evaluate student learning. Exit tickets allow teachers to continue developing student-teacher relationships, monitor student comprehension and progress, and aid in equitable teaching practices. Fowler and others 2019 insist that exit tickets assist teachers with appropriately staging students' learning and gauging their comfort level with certain exercises. This will be useful specifically for this cohort of students as their physical, social, and intellectual abilities will be challenged in a new way, and most will potentially learn new tactical skills based on the analysis of the schooling/student context. The questions on the exit ticket will assess the student's analysis and evaluation of how the transferable skills learnt could be used in multiple other sports within the context of invasion games. As the students analyse the benefits of participating in these physical exercises and display planning skills for future participation in sports, the NESO curriculum outcomes 5.2 and 5.8 will be met. Their reflective practice will allow me as the educator to appropriately stage the continuum of learning for this PDHPE class. Here are my references.